It's Aunt Donna's birthday! Happy birthday, Aunt Donna. You're the coolest aunt in the world. I love you so much. Happy birthday. This one is absolutely 1,000,000,000% for you. We'll talk about her more at the end. We got a lot to say about her, but as for now, let's get into our discussion of the day. And this was brought about by a question we had a few days ago here at Wend Wellness regarding how much fat we actually burn from 18 hours onward in a fast. And that's a great question because there are so many different time intervals for how much insulin will drop, how much fat will burn, yada, yada, yada. Certain times a lot more than others. So let's get right into it. Now, as a premise, we should know we're gonna be discussing fat burning relative to the drop in insulin levels today. And as insulin drops, of course, fat burning increases, right? We're not using glucose as our energy source. And you know, we can decrease insulin by exercising or having a ketogenic diet, but intermittent fasting is one of the most effective ways to drop insulin levels pretty fast, right? And to get into fat burning mode, right? And even, in fact, a small decrease in insulin almost immediately increases fat burning. So I'd like to reference the paper, Progressive Alterations in Lipid and Glucose Metabolism During Short-Term Fasting in Young Adult Men, here today. If you want to look it up, that's the exact title. It was pretty good stuff. And I want to talk about one chart in it, and it judged the drop in insulin from 12 to 72 hours of fasting in young adult men. Once again, now this is different for women. We've talked about how fasting for too long in women, generally, you know, we don't like to go higher than past the 16 or 18 hour mark. You can have reproductive fertility issues, things like that. But for young adult men, right, is where we're talking specifically today, at least as far as the research went. From 12 to 72 hours, insulin levels drop by 50%. Now, of that 50%, insulin had already dropped by 35% in the first 24 hours. So that's where our big bang for our buck is. All right, an even greater bang for our buck comes from 18 to 24 hours. That was the fastest rate of decline in insulin concentration. And so again, 70% of insulin dropped in the first 24 hours. And when we talk about lipid kinetics or fat burning, 60% occurred from 12 to 24 hours, and a marked increase from 18 to 24 hours occurred in fat burning, okay, or lipid kinetics, or a drop in insulin levels. All right, so this is pretty big because we thought, all right, well, if I fast to 18 hours, right, is hour 18 to 19 equivalent to hour 17 to 18, or 14 to 15, 15 to 16, right? Because we can generally start at least burning fat 12 hours in to a fast, but we don't really see we see the most significant rate of fat burning starting at that 18-hour mark. So if you young men can get there, right, every extra hour you can hold off at that point, you're going to be burning a lot more fat at a faster rate. Now, as far as kind of a timeline goes, from 12 hours through, we'll take it through 54 hours here, okay? From 12 to 24, big decrease in insulin, big increase in fat burning, right? And we said, again, 18 to 24 is the most. Now, from 24 to 30 hours, it kind of plateaus. We don't get as big of a drop in insulin during that time period. And then when we get to that 30-hour mark, from 30 to 54, it drops again, but not at quite as fast of a rate does insulin decrease as it did in the 12 to 24-hour mark. So what does all this mean? What can I take home from this, right? Well, if you really, really want to roast through fat, Okay, and Sean, I hope this helps. You're going to be fasting for that minimum 18. I think, you should, if you can work your way up to that 20-hour fast, even 24 of eating, right? 20 hours fasting, 4 of eating for young adult men. Once again, that would be absolutely fantastic. And we're just talking about fat burning today. We're not even talking about the benefits of autophagy, on your brain, of slowing or even reversing some signs of aging, right? So, there are a lot of other benefits too. The autophagy comes in later. Maybe I'll devote another discussion to autophagy in itself and the time frames for that with intermittent fasting, but that's beyond the scope of today's video. It's more just about fat burning. So what you can do is, work out in a fasted state, okay? And like we said yesterday, working out, doing low intensity, mild to low intensity stuff, you burn more fat during the workout, but you burn more fat later during the day throughout the day if you did a high intensity workout, which during the high intensity workout, you're going through sugar more because it's high intensity. You're not getting enough oxygen. You can't go through aerobic respiration and break down fat right there, right? You're going to be doing that later on throughout the days where it will pay its dividends. All right. So whichever form you go for, burning fat during the workout or throughout the day after, that's up to you. Maybe switch it up every now and then, right? One day you go for that. You go do sprints. One day you just go and do bulk lifting at the gym or whatever it is. You go for your jog, right? So you're going to exercise in a fasted state. Now, if you want, like we said, having a ketogenic diet, eating a ketogenic diet, focused in healthy fats, all natural healthy fats, that will get you into ketosis quicker as well, right? Also promoting autophagy, fun fact. So, as does exercise. So, if you can exercise, use healthy fats as your major energy source, have high protein when you eat, right? And healthy fats, like we're saying. And, you can have some carbs, but keep them limited. Fast from that 18-hour period for a couple extra hours if you can just hold off just enough, if you can do it. Hey, Judith, how you doing? Thanks for hopping on. I hope you're having a great day today. Hey, how you doing? Then that would be absolutely fantastic. That would be the optimal formula. Jazzy, what's up, girl? How you doing? Happy today. Hope you're having a good day. But that's what we got for you guys today. So, power through it. Yeah, I will if you want. I will come train you. But it'll be my pleasure. We'd have fun. Put you through the ringer, though. You better not quit on me. You hear me? So before we go, before you guys go get into that fat burning lifestyle that you're all excited to embark upon attention in the future years to come. But guess who was there? It was my Aunt Donna. Aunt Donna was there. She picked me right up. I saw the video. Yeah, my back from day one. I'll never forget that. And so thank you for that. And I love you so much. This one is absolutely for you, Aunt Donna. Happy birthday. All right. So thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your day and happy Wend Wellness. Thank you.